Part 1, Question 1, Article 1. Whether, besides philosophy, any further doctrine is required. Man is, after all, the rational animal. Shouldn't rational things, shouldn't reason, shouldn't philosophy be enough? Well, the authority that Thomas cites here is 2 Timothy. All Scripture, inspired of God, is profitable to teach, to reprove, to correct, to instruct in justice. And yes, Scripture is inspired by God. It's not the result of mere human reasoning. It adds to human reason. It is useful, Timothy. But is it required? The first objection is that philosophy or reason is sufficient to us as people. Thomas cites the book of Sirach. Seek not the things that are too high for thee. Reason should be enough. And this ties to objection 2. Reason, after all, tells you everything. What more could you possibly want to know that is outside of reason? And even assuming that theology is a valid field of study, didn't Aristotle show that theology is just a subset of philosophy? Theology is inside philosophy? Thomas responds that man's end is not just rational. Our end lies in God. Still, we are the rational animal. Rationality does have a role to play, a big role. We need to know something about God in order to seek Him. Faith is a supernatural grace, but it is also an act of the intellect. You need to know something about a claim in order to have faith, in order to assent to that claim. Thomas agrees that philosophers can tell us many things about God, that He is the first mover, the uncaused cause, something about His goodness and His perfections, and we will get to all that. But even these things that are not beyond the grasp of human reason should be shown to us by theology, so that even in the present condition of the human race, these things can be known by all men, not just philosophers, but all men with ease, with firm certainty, and with no admixture of error. Imagine if we had to rely on a philosophy department at some major university in order to learn how to live a well-ordered life. God forbid. And Thomas, of course, agrees with the book of Sirach. Truths beyond reason should not be sought by men with reason. But nevertheless, once they are revealed by God, they must be accepted with faith. Thomas points out that the chapter continues, for many things are shown to thee above the understanding of man. And in this the sacred science consists. And yes, it is true that everything that can be known can be expressed in some rational way, but it also can be known and accepted through faith. The example that Thomas uses here is the astronomer and the physicist, who both conclude that the earth is round. The fact that they both reach this conclusion does not mean that one field of study is illegitimate or unnecessary. They are complementary. Hence, theology included in sacred doctrine differs in kind from the theology which is just a part of philosophy. So Aristotle's not wrong. There is a way in which theology is part of philosophy, but the type of theology that Aquinas will be doing here is different in kind from that part. What Thomas is doing is looking at the truths that have been poured out from heaven. And faith and reason can stand side by side. Faith is not unreasonable or anti-reason, but nor is it limited by the investigations of philosophers.